Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between Stephano and ShoWTimE from their series from 2019's Katowice tournament. Top right-hand corner of Year 0, the latter edition, you can find your favorite Protoss player. It is ShoWTimE. He is the top-ranked foreigner, other than Cyril, in the entire world. And in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player, Stephano. All right, so Stephano versus ShoWTimE here on Year 0. It's going to be a good time. Good time had by all. Thanks for stopping by the channel here today. Really appreciate it. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you've seen so far and what you've seen on the channel and what you've heard from me. If you like the commentary, it can really help me get visibility by getting those likes up and getting comments and stuff. So appreciate it. I'm saying this because somebody was like, I always forget to like your videos, Falcon. Maybe you can remind us in the beginning to do it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll move that. I'll move the little call to action at the beginning because honestly, what else is going on here in the early stages of a ZVP? Unless you're cannon rushing or proxy gating or something, there's just not much going on. And ShoWTimE, he doesn't take those risks. He generally will go for the one gate expand and then from there he'll mix it up. But one gate expand until the day he dies. That's what ShoWTimE is into. He's German. Stephano is French. Although, what country did he play for in WESG? I want to say it's Algeria, something like that, Tunisia. He's got citizenship in one of those African countries, and so he played for that country because it's basically an automatic qualification. There are just not that many StarCraft players in some countries of the world, and WESG insists on bringing or doing a tournament for every nation on Earth. It's kind of amazing. Although sometimes, as I did organize the qualifiers and cast for the qualifiers of WESG, sometimes they group them together, right? So sometimes you'd have like Southeast Africa, and it'd be like 4 or 5 countries all together, and then 2 people would make it out, or 1 person to make it out, and 2 people would show up. Is probably more what it was like. Anyway, Stephano here is going to go for the pull-off on gas. He's pulled the guys off gas. He's going to start getting up for that third at about the 2.5 minute mark or so. Is he getting speed is my question. No, he's actually kind of skipping speed here, which I'm not really a huge fan of. It doesn't have enough gas for it at this point, but it's delayed because, again, he pulled all the workers off of gas except for 1. So he's going to go ahead and throw down the third. The probe tries to stop it, but she gets there too late. I don't know why I assume probes are female. I'm probably just assuming gender, which is not great. But Twilight Council opening here from ShoWTimE, which probably Blink Stalker. It could be Resonating Glaive Adepts, but Stephano has a bit of an opening here wherein he can go for Mutalisks and get some stuff done. Because generally, the Protoss want to open Stargate so they can make Phoenix in case of Mutalisk. If they don't have that, it's really hard to deal with Muta-Harass. You got to get up cannons, which wastes resources and wastes just a lot of things that they don't really want to have to do. You have to get Blink Stalkers or Archons and hope you're in the right place at the right time. And just if you're in, the Mutas are in the right hands, they can really get some damage done. So we'll see. That said, I mean, I haven't seen Zerg automatically go Mutalisk every time it's a Twilight Council opening. So we'll keep an eye on that and see exactly how Stephano reacts. Because I don't know that he knows at this point is the thing. Right? He hasn't scouted in here at all. He is in no position to scout what's going on up there. Adept keeps trying to get up into the main base, but it's a long way to go, man. You can't shade from way down here all the way up into the main and see what Stephano's up to. Stephano is not going for a lair. He's not going for a Roach Warren either. He's going for just Evolution Chamber back here, which indicates, interesting, no Roach Warren. He is getting speed, maybe +1 Lings, something along those lines. Would be pretty great against Blink Stalkers, I have to admit. But it's going to be charge lots. All right, man. So charge lot, gateway, warp prism. Ooh. Is this going to be a charge lot opening here from ShoWTimE? This could be pretty hard to handle if you don't have roaches and you don't place those roaches protectively and correctly inside your mineral lines and minimize the surface area that Zealots have to hit them. We'll see. I mean, he's going for +1 Lings is what it is, like as predicted here. He's got the +1 on the way. For the Zerglings, oh, there's a Dark Shrine too. Archon Zealot, man. Archon Zealot versus +1 Lings. The Lings are going to die. Stephano is not making the right choice here. He really needs to scout and see what's going on, but he's just not doing it. He's not going for Overlord speed. He's just throwing up blind Spore Crawlers right now because he assumes it's an Oracle. It's not an Oracle. Here comes our first Warp Prism. It's got 4 Zealots in it. They do have charge because you can chrono boost that upgrade, and it is very, very fast in that case. And the answer here is going to be 21 Zerglings, almost with +1, but not quite yet, because you can't chrono boost those upgrades, can't chrono boost any Zerg upgrades, as it turns out. Dark Shrine is almost done. This could just also be TTs, honestly. We'll see. I mean, this third base I think is just toast. There's no way. No way you're holding this. You can pull the drones, which is really, really good. But this is too many zealots. The queens are going to try to help here. You know what? The queens are actually going to shove this away. Good surround. The lings are trying to disengage a little bit here, getting some surrounds off. The warp prism is taking some queen shots as well. The zealots are all getting cleaned up thanks to the queen DPS on addition to the zealot, or the zergling DPS, and that worked very, very well. Guess what's up here, though? DTs! DTs are in the main. Oh, the spore crawler trying to run, trying to burrow. It tries to unburrow. Get it. Get the spore. They're not getting the spore. Oh, the spore finishes. The zealots are trying to hack down the lair, but they can't do it because the spore crawler is providing detection. Oh, a few shots on his own lair there. That was brutal. Don't want to do that, ShoWTimE. So he's got more DTs warping in down here, but detection is hugely important in the situation. The +1 is done on the lings by now, and they're just going to be able to really trade here. They're going to be really able to trade here versus these DTs. Yeah, and none of them die because they get picked up by the Warp Prism, because Warp Prism control from ShoWTimE is insane. Got an Archon over here, possibly trying to get some stuff done too. Got Roaches in the way and Glio Reconstitution. So Stephano has not been sticking on Zerglings, obviously. He's got Roaches to deal with the Archons. And back home it's going to be Immortals, which is interesting out of ShoWTimE, because +1 lings really have a great time against Immortals. I guess if you can pick them up using the Warp Prism, you're going to be just fine. But so far, so good from Stephano, I'd say. Resources lost are pretty even. And for a big charge lot attack that was, Stephano handled that like a pro. Queen's helping immensely here. Having multiple queens was just beyond important. But yeah, man. Spore Crawler Queen shoving away the Warp Prism with the Archons. Lings at the front door. Trying to get on in here. That +1 ling attack is really, really good. He has to warp in another unit. The ling's trying to get on top of the sentry. The force field. Oh, sentry goes down, but the force field does manage to come in here. Lings are hammering away at the cybernetics core. Dang, Stephano getting some stuff done. I'm loving that. Still no third base, though. Scouts to make sure there isn't one, and no, there is not. All right, man. So Stephano, with his +1 lings, with his roaches, with speed, getting +1 attack for them. Really going to try to make something happen here versus ShoWTimE, who doesn't have a third, who's a little bit down in army supply. As we take a look here, 56 to 43 in favor of Stephano. The Archons are not going to be that great versus Roaches with +1 attack and speed. Hydralisk Den on the way here too. I really feel like ShoWTimE may have gambled a little bit much. Gambled a little bit too hard here. And he's in trouble. I don't like this composition versus Ling, Roach, Hydralisk. Not at all. Oh, the Lings got on in. They're going to force a cancel. They force the cancel on the third. They come in the back door. Oh, and Stephano is, or rather, ShoWTimE is so frustrated by this. He doesn't want to have to cancel that base at all. Losing those resources, starting over the production process, the building process, it is brutal stuff. Stephano is going to deal with +1 Zealots and +1 Immortals here, as +1 Ground just finished up. It is 64 to 59 workers. Stephano looking pretty good that way, oversaturating his natural just a little bit, taking the additional gases that he needs to cut all of the gas you could ever want. The Archons are here, but the roach count is a little bit insane. +1 is not done yet, but it doesn't matter. That's too many roaches for those Archons to handle. It's 4 of them, but it's not that many in the grand scheme of things. All right, so Stephano needs to take a fourth, or he needs to go for it at this point. He is pumping Hydras as fast as he can, getting the range upgrade for them. Creep spread has not been fantastic by him, but he does have a Creep Queen, and he is covering all 3 major lanes on this map. Overlord does get picked off over here after scouting everything that's been coming out for the last little while here for ShoWTimE. But yeah, Hydras and Hydras and Hydras and more Roaches versus no splash damage here, right? I mean, I guess the Archons are here. They force a cancel on the 4th base. They try to kill some Roaches and then get surrounded and get out. But Stephano does manage to replant the 4th, so tit for tat there. ShoWTimE loses the 3rd and Stephano loses his 4th, but immediately they are both able to replant, and that is a good thing. Ling's getting in on in here versus these probes. That +1 attack is hugely important. The shield batter trying to help out. Warping in a couple charge lots to deal with this, and they should be able to, no problem. But ShoWTimE posturing, pressuring, 75 to 88 army supply. Charge lot chasing down these queens. Hydras don't have speed, but they are on creep, which is nice. Spine's doing pretty great against Zealots. They really do that bonus damage versus that light, and it's really fantastic against these ye old charge lots on the ground. Templar Archives on the way. ShoWTimE knows he needs Storm or something against all of this Roach Hydra. He sees the Hydras and says, yes, Storm is what I'm going to want here. Did they kill that Spore? Nope. Spore is still alive over here. Not exactly in a position on the edge of the creep or on the edge of the area, but there are some hiders possibly waiting for this. There's an Overseer, an Overlord who can see that coming on in. And right now, ShoWTimE's just posturing. He's just kind of poking out, trying to see what's going on. He's going to wait for Storm. I really don't think like he's going to come in here until he has Storm available. But Stephano's 4th base is done. He's got more workers and more army supply than ShoWTimE does. More and more hiders in production here for the Zuri. He needs to transfer some drones down to the 4th here from the main, where he is oversaturated. And maybe even down to the 3rd, where he's a little bit undersaturated too. But creep spread, once again, it did get slowed down a little bit by this attack. And again, just the presenting that ShoWTimE did here. Storm is on the way. Is it being Chrono Boost? It's not even being Chrono Boost. He's not even all that worried about it, which is interesting enough. But we've got Hydras, we've got Overseers, we have Roaches, we have creep spreading every which way. The Archons are sitting happily on +2 attack with +3 on the way here too. Missile attack level 2 just completed. Roaches do kill a Zealot. At the bottom is on like a watchtower. ShoWTimE is trying to sneak a quick 4th base over this way. And there are Roaches on the way to maybe shut this thing down. I mean, he doesn't know that it's here.
Our forces are under attack.
And there's an Immortal chasing. Oh, the Immortal decided not to chase. Hey, DTs are going to be pretty good against this, though. So DT used for base defense is not a bad idea whatsoever. So Stephano is falling behind in... Whoop, there we go. Falling behind in base count for sure. He needs to expand probably here for his 5th. Here doesn't seem like as good of a location, just based on how hard it is to get to and defend. But check this action out. Nidus Worm is here. Dark Templar can't kill it fast enough. Oh, man. He did end up getting it, though. Only a handful of Hydras got out, but they're going to kill a Gateway. And they're going to force a recall, and everybody's going to die. Another Nidus is on the way here, but I just don't think it's a great idea with the entire army recalled back here to handle this. I mean, get back in, go home, but that's going to be it. And now Stephano taking advantage of the fact that ShoWTimE's army is up north. He's coming to the south to try to take this base down. I think he's going to get it. There's just not enough here. There are some sentries. Guardian Shield is up here. There's a couple Archons, but they're going to die extremely quickly. There are the High Templars. Exactly what you need to defend this position. And a lot of Hydras end up going down. They really turned the tide in that battle, as they always do. Another Nidus, huh? Where's that one? Where's that ye old Nidus? I don't actually know where that one was. Not structures. Structures including Nidus. Just the one here. Yeah, I thought I heard another erupt. Maybe it was killed. Maybe it got killed just as it was erupting and I missed it. Stephano was going Spire. Whether that's for Mutalisks or whether that's going to be for Corruptor. Mute would be pretty great here, assuming you can dodge storms. There really aren't that many Archons on the ground. A lot of the stuff is Immortals versus all of these Hydras. The storm dodging is pretty good here, but the force field's really messing up the attack pathing that Stephano's trying to make happen here. His army's heading down to the south. DT chasing them. Where's the Overseer on that guy? There's the Overseer, and this DT will get cleaned up. Small engagement this way. Neither player really wants to engage. Free Oracle, though. Yeah, so close to a free Oracle. It does get the Revelation tossed on down. Another engagement down here to the south. Hydralisks are winning this one pretty handily. The Storms are coming around the backside. See what they can do here. More Storm at this army on the north. Stephano is fighting on 2 fronts right now. ShoWTimE doing a good job with that, too. Army supply 82 to 85. Stephano is taking a 5th base back home while he's being aggressive with this. I'm loving that out of him. Free Archon, a little bit of a donation there from Stephano. Resources lost, 11,000 for ShoWTimE, 10,000 for Stephano at this stage. Stephano is going for +3 missile attack and a greater Spire. All right, so he's going Broodlord, which can be pretty devastating against somebody who's invested this much into Immortals. The Zealots are also pretty much useless at the position. The Storms can be okay. The Archons can be okay. But at this point, you really want Tempest if you're going to deal with Broodlords here at 13 minutes into the game. Stephano really trying to take advantage of the fact that ShoWTimE doesn't have... I mean, he has the one Stargate, obviously, because he made an Oracle with it. But he has the one Stargate. He doesn't have the ability. He's going for a Fleet Beacon. All right. So did he scout this? How the fudge? I don't know, man. Does he just assume? He's like, based on this, how does he know? Right? How does he look at this and know he needs a Fleet Beacon? Maybe he was just going for carriers anyway. Yeah, this one's toast. He almost let that one finish. That was very odd. Like he was waiting to let it finish so he could kill it, and it would count as more resources lost. I'm not actually sure how that works, to tell you the truth. Anyway, Stephano's going for a 5th. That's an immediate cancel here, and running for it are these Queens of the Army coming to try to defend down this way. It's not a huge army from ShoWTimE. I'm not super worried about it if you're Stephano, but why is he going home? Hey, guys, come back. There's a... Oh, some free High Templars. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. This base is under super attack right now. There's a Nidus coming up over there. Is Stephano too focused on that Nidus? Are we going to base race this thing? Holy crap. Some Hydras and Roaches do come out. They force some Warpins inside the main base. That pylon is not the only one, but more and more burning out right now. We are base racing here on year 0. Ladies and gentlemen, Broodlords are in production. Tempests are in production. If Stephano can shut down Tempest production, he might just win this base race, you guys. Ah, the Immortals. The Immortals forcing everybody back home. Another Knight is coming up here towards the south. 2 bases killed. 1 canceled. And 2 bases straight up killed by ShoWTimE there. That was amazing. That was a game-winning maneuver for sure. I'm not saying he's going to win, but now it's 4 base to effectively 2 base. And this base needs to be killed. Like, Stephano needs to unload. There's nothing in that Nidus. Is that a feint? Boy, I don't know. Overseer here in oversight mode, getting crushed by these Tempests. That range is just insane. It's like 16 range. Takes it down. Some Changelings heading on out to see what's going on over in a Protoss Veil. Can he kill all of them? The answer is yes. Oh, that one was allowed through. Never mind. The Broodlords are present. The Tempest count is 1, which is not great. Do we have Hydras that deal with it? Yeah. Do we? Oh, he's storming his own units to kill the Broodlords. That is rough. That is desperation at its most desperate right there. Another Nidus form erupts. Where the heck is this one? Right here, huh? Again, nothing in it, just to force ShoWTimE back and allow the Broodlords time to get across the map here and take down this Nidus. It looks like Stephano is replacing his 5th and his 4th bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3rd and 4th. 3rd and 4th bases down that left side. More Corruptors in production. Resources lost 15 to 16,000. This has been a very even match. Another Nidus attempt here, but scouted instantly by ShoWTimE. I just feel like these guys could have been used to attack on in and at least force a cancel on that base. But instead, he's being so defensive with these Broodlords and just allowing ShoWTimE to get at the composition he wants versus them. He's got 4 Tempests, which is pretty insane. Pretty good deal. How many Corruptors are there? There are 8 Corruptors in this guy, 6 more coming in. Maybe he's waiting for additional Corruptors. He is working on +1 flyer attack too. Oh man, ShoWTimE's going to take this base out too. I don't know if the Broodlords can respond quickly enough to this. The Zealots are hacking away at it. They're +3 charge lots. They're doing terrible amounts of damage to that hatchery. They might get cleaned out. Yes, responding Hydras do clean it out here. Corruptors are dodging storms and trying to pick off Tempests as best they can. They're doing pretty good at it too. That bonus damage versus massive is a kind of a big deal. Tempests are very massive for sure. Kind of blowing storms there a little bit. How many storms are still available for ShoWTimE's army? I don't know. But free Broodlord. The Corruptor's not in position to save these guys, which is problematic. Another great storm. And there are some Void Rays here, but the Broodling Strikes are whittling down that Immortal count quite nicely. We are just dodging. We are playing cat and mouse in the middle of the map here, dodging storms. ShoWTimE apparently has an infinite number of them, though. Does he have another one, do you think? I don't know if he does. Holy crap. How about now? He does! All right, man, but the Tempest count is whittled down to 2 right now. 3 in production during this slow push across the map. Another storm. Where are these all coming from? How many High Templar are in this group? There's only 4 High Templar in this group. There's 4. Meanwhile, DT is wandering down to Stephano's 4th base. They're going to wreck that thing. There's nobody here to respond at all. ShoWTimE multitasking exceptionally well. Free Tempests. Again, the Corruptors with +1 attack are pretty scary. Now the Broodlords are here, and now the Broodlords are sieging, and now we're in a lot of trouble. We are in a lot of trouble. This base looks like it's going to die. The Broodlords are chewing through everything that is here right now. What else is going on? There's some more Broodlord action versus this Zealot. We got some more DTs running on across the map. We're base racing again. Base race part 2 right now. ShoWTimE does end up losing his 3rd. His whatever base this is. I want to say it's his 6th base. Seems like it's under a lot of attack here and a lot of stress at the same time. Zealots getting warped in, taking down different targets, whatever they want to right now. The Corruptors are making sure, that the Stargates can't be used for anything. They are caustic spraying down the Stargates. No, 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 no. You had it. You had the Stargates. You can't leave them. Oh, gas starved, though. ShoWTimE's a little bit gas starved, as it turns out. But you know what? Know who's down to 12 workers? Yeah, Stephano is. Stephano is down to 12 workers. That Corruptor ball needs to handle those Tempests. so hard right now. One does get volleyed down. The Corruptors are getting crushed. Another Tempest down. A Void Ray down here. 2 War Prism out. And now the Broodlords are effectively unopposed. ShoWTimE's a little bit stuck on this side of the map. He can definitely recall. It's on cooldown. He's got enough energy to do it. Recall somewhere, but he wants to do as much damage as he can over here right now. The Broodlords are just slow, and ShoWTimE is refusing to engage with them directly in any sense at all. For Oracle, ShoWTimE losing that a little bit uncharacteristically. The Storms are chasing the Hydras away, but the Broodlings are just such a problem here. Storming the Hydras! More Hydras keep coming out, though. The Broodlords are virtually untouched. A lot of High Templar are taking direct damage right now. That is a huge pickup for Stephano right now, clearing out those High Templar. Oh, man. Army supply is 94 to 89, but the thing is, ShoWTimE has more workers. He's got more bases. And every time Stephano's army outkicks its coverage, ShoWTimE turns around and gets some more damage done. ShoWTimE is replacing or trying to take this base, I think, for the first time. I don't believe it's been killed at any point here, but 31 to 33,000 of resources lost. ShoWTimE has lost a little bit more, but he has more resources here too. Stephano was not replacing his drones. Keep that in mind. Blink dodging. Wow, blink dodging the Broodlords is insane right now. Forcing a cancel on that base is kind of a big deal, but Stephano needs to get more stuff done. He needs to take down this base or this base, potentially. Why is he going home? Why are you going home? There's nothing to go home to. I mean, I guess this army's heading up to the north to try to wipe out this mining base that Stephano was holding on to with a full 4 drones, mind you. 4 total drones. His income is just abysmal. It's less than half of what ShoWTimE's is right now. ShoWTimE is coming on in with his army. He's going to wipe out this hatchery. The drones are getting pulled. Yeah, man, the Hydras are trying to fight. The Broodlords, once again, are just a little bit too late. The hatchery gets taken down. ShoWTimE is just clinically making this happen right now. Like an absolute boss. We do have some Corruptors cruising on in here for some Caustic Spray versus this base where there are 32 probes. Oh, the Caustic Spray, he forced the recall. So he forced the recall of some of these units. Free Immortals is always nice. You get some free Immortal damage done. That's always fantastic here. Hydras, again, stay back. Stay with the Broodlords. We need these guys to stay alive. There is nothing in the production tab for either player right now, which is just such a bizarre thing to see. ShoWTimE is warping in additional Stalkers to deal with the Broodlords, I have to assume. He's trying to blink under the Broodlords and he can kill them. If he does that, there's not really enough Hydras to buffer for this either. I kind of feel like ShoWTimE, it's his game to lose right now. Again, with the income that he has, with the army supply that he has, he doesn't exactly have the ideal Broodlord sniping capabilities of Tempests, but he does have the Broodlord sniping capabilities of Stalkers, which are also very good at this, assuming there aren't Hydras chewing on them the whole time. Got ShoWTimE running around with Zealots, just making sure that Stephano hasn't replaced his stuff. I feel like Stephano not replacing his stuff is such a huge problem. The longer this game goes on, the more ShoWTimE is going to pull ahead and ahead and ahead. DT's hacking away on the other side right now. The Stalkers are set up in 2 separate groups. I think they're trying to sneak around and catch a front and a back situation against these Broodlords. Yeah, here we go. Here we come. In from all sides right now. There's the blink. There's the target fire. The Broodlords are getting removed from the game. The Hydras are trying to fight. Are there enough of them? Definitely not enough Hydra. Zealots chewing them up. The Broodlord count is dwindling to 4. It's dwindling to 3. And that's going to be it. GG! ShoWTimE is your winner in 23 minutes and 41 seconds. Absolutely fantastic display of just, I don't want to say it was dominance. It was really good, though. It was a really good game by ShoWTimE, and I just think it came down to Stephano not being willing to replace his bases. He lost 3 of his hatcheries there. Didn't want to replace them. Thought he could win with the Broodlords, but they were too slow. And ShoWTimE was able to buy time and buy time and buy time until he had +3, +2 armor Stalkers. Able to blink in there, get rid of those Broodlords, and make it happen. Broodlords were gone. Stephano was done. Army supply is 62 to 24. And that was all she wrote. So the Broodlords trying to make it happen there, but again, too slow, just being abused pretty much consistently there. Stephano did a great job handling the Corruptors versus the Tempests. That was beautiful by him. In fact, 11 Tempests went down for 25 Corruptors. That's a 2-to-1 ratio. That's pretty fair numbers. all in all. But 11 Broodlords ended up getting killed, 79 Hiders. The storms were just top-notch and on point by ShoWTimE that entire game. Just beautiful, beautiful storms the whole way. How many High Templar died? 10 High Templar died. It's not too shabby. 20 Dark Templar, 7 Archons, 11 Immortals, 74 Zealots, 3 Nexuses, but 5 Hatcheries went down too. So good back and forth there. Both players did lose quite a bit in the end of this 23-minute game, and that's what it all comes down to is just who can make the better decisions. And I want to say that ShoWTimE, when his Tempests weren't working, when his Tempests were being countered by the Corruptors, he just got up enough Blink Stalkers, had the upgrades there, stormed the Hydras to remove them from the equation, and then when he had the numbers, blinked under the Broodlords and wiped them out. 4 kills on that Broodlord. I mean, Broodlords don't really get that many kills, but they weaken units very, very well and allow other stuff to clean them up. So, fantastic play and wonderful play. Just wonderful play there by ShoWTimE, getting the win here versus Stephano, who really fought hard too. But in the end, only one can win. And that's all she wrote. All right, cool. Well, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Again, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.